Okay, in this video we're going to talk about trapezoids. So what a trapezoid is a figure that has two of the sides that are parallel to each other. So they run like train tracks. And the other two will have to be not parallel. So it'll be something like this. So the two parallel sides, I'm going to kind of highlight for you. Here's this side parallel to that side. We call those bases. Base 1 and base 2. Okay, so in the problem, we have the two bases. We also will have the height. And to find the area, you're going to have to add the first base plus the second base. After you add them, you're going to multiply that answer by height. And trapezoids are related to triangles. So after you multiply by height, we also have to multiply it by half. So the overall formula for area is 1/2 times height times the first base plus the second base. So let's do one of those problems. Let's draw two parallel sides. We call those bases. Let's label them. Let's say this would be 4 centimeters and this would be 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters, and the height could be something like 5 centimeters. Alright, now this is not proportional. Let's change that. Hold on, that does not look like a 5. Let's change it and make it perhaps, maybe also 2. So what we have to do is add the two parallel sides first. Base 1 plus base 2. So we do 4 plus that 2. We do that first. Then we multiply it by height, which we decided was 2. And then we have to find half of the overall answer. So we can do parentheses first. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 multiplied by 2 and multiplied by half. All right. Now, that 2 came from there, and half is because the overall formula is related to a triangle. So we do half of 2. Half of 2 is 1. We multiply that by, bring it down, 6. 1 times 6 is 6. Label this as centimeters squared. Alright, in the next problem we have the two bases as the two parallel sides. This one and that one. So we add those first. 6.5 and 4.5. After you add those, we multiply by the actual height of the figure, which is going straight up as 3. And then we always have to multiply it by half for every single trapezoid. So adding this in parentheses, we're going to do that first. 6.5 plus 4.5 would be 11. That was the parentheses. Bring down the 3 and bring down the 1/2. Now, we can do a half of 3, which is 1.5, and then we have to multiply that by 11. So let's do it on the side over here. 1.5 times 11. 11 changes into 11 over 1. 1.5 changes into 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3, and we keep it as the same denominator over 2. Cross-reducing is not possible because 2 and 11 cannot divide by anything. 3 and 1 would be redundant here. So we just multiply straight ahead. 3 times 11 is 33. 2 times 1 is 2. Now 2 goes into 33. 2 goes into 33. Let's see, 16 times. 16 times 2 is 32. So remainder is 1. And the denominator stays as 2. This is almost the final answer. We have to label this. So this is 16.5 centimeters squared. 16.5 squared centimeters. Okay, getting a problem like this is possible where you might have a shape that is not related to anything, but it looks like it could be made up of two shapes put together. So you have to just take it and cut it somewhere. into two parts that you know how to find the area of. For example, if I cut it down here, I can see that on top I have a rectangle. So if I kind of transferred this over here, it looks like this. The top was 3 and the side was 4. And remember, for area of any rectangle or parallelogram, we just multiply base times height. So 3 times 4 is 12. These were inches, so 12 inches squared, 12 square inches. Now the bottom looks like a trapezoid. So it goes like that, like that. Two parallel sides are this side and that side. But we are missing this side, and you can take it from the top, because if the top is 3, this bottom is also 3. So we label this as 3. The other base was 6. The overall height of this was 2. So we label it as 2. Remember, adding the trapezoid, you have to do adding the two bases, 6 plus 3, then multiplied by overall height, which is 2, and then find half of that answer. 6 plus 3 is 9, multiplied by 2, multiplied by half. Half of 2 is 1. Multiplying that by now 9 gives us 9. And this was inches squared. Now, we did the area of the rectangle, which was 9 square inches. Sorry, it was 12. 12, and the other one was 9. So overall, we have to put the two areas together to find the overall area. The 12 plus the 9, 12 square inches plus 9 square inches gives us 21 square inches.